Monza is a good exercise to exercise settlement discounts and all the stuff that can happen with a settlement discount. The sales and credit policy of Monza Traders states the following. 5% trade discount is granted to all special clients. Good. A list of special clients is kept. 10% settlement discount is granted to clients who settle their accounts within 30 days. A 5% settlement discount is granted to clients who settle their accounts within 40 days. So the following transaction occurred on the 1st of April 2012. Products with a normal selling price of 12,000 Rand, inclusive of VAT, was sold to Monaco Traders, a special client. Provide all journal entries in the following instances. Number A. Monza Traders expects Monaco to pay within 30 days and Monaco pays on the 10th of April. Now what is important is with a sales transaction, we have to look at the expectation. The expectation is that they're going to settle within 30 days. So within 30 days, they are allowed to utilize a 10% settlement discount. The first step is determine the invoice value. The invoice value is not 12,000 Rand. This guy is a special client, so he will receive a 5% trade discount. So the invoice value is 95% of 12,000 Rand, 11,400. The next step is take out the VAT, and we're working with a 14% VAT. So the VAT exclusive price is 10,000 Rand. So obviously the VAT must be 1,400 Rand. Take the VAT exclusive price and break it down into two legs. 90% we expect him to pay within 30 days, so he's going to be able to utilize a 10% settlement discount. So 90% will go to sales, 10% will go to an allowance for settlement discount account. So the sales transaction, we will debit debtors always with the invoice amount, 11,400. 10% of the VAT exclusive price, 1,000, will go to my allowance for settlement discount account. 90% of the VAT exclusive amount, 9,000, will go to my sales account, and VAT output will be credited with a VAT on the invoice, the 11,400 less the 10,000. Now settlement takes place, and the guy pays on the 10th of April, which is within the 30 days settlement period. So he is going to utilize a 10% settlement discount. So what is the steps? Determine the amount we're going to receive. The amount we're going to receive is going to be 90% of the invoice value of 11,400, which equals 10,260 Rand. So debit bank, 10,260 Rand. Take the allowance for settlement discount out of your books because settlement has taken place and therefore this account is no longer valid anymore. When will this account also not longer be valid? Once they've exceeded the settlement period, he's not allowed to utilize any settlement discount, and then I have to reverse the allowance for settlement discount in any event. But in this case, he's settling within the settlement period, so now I'm going to reverse the settlement discount, 1,000 Rand. Now, the difference between 11,400 and 10,260, 11,400 and 10,260 is 11,140 Rand, which is the VAT inclusive settlement discount. We've already accounted for the 1,000 Rand, which is the VAT exclusive amount. So now we can claim the 14% on the 1,000 Rand as VAT input. So now if I add all those together, it will balance back to the 11,400, and this transaction will be out of our books. The next transaction is Monza Traders expects Monaco to pay within 30 days. So that is when the sales transaction takes place. So let's account for the sales transaction first. Within 30 days, he's entitled on 10% settlement discount. So my process is exactly the same. Determine the invoice value. The invoice value is going to be the same as here, 11,400. Take out the VAT and now break it down into the two legs. He is expected to pay within 30 days, and with 30 days, it is a 10% settlement discount. So it will also look exactly the same as that one there. So debtors 11,400, allowance for settlement discount 1,000, equals 10% of the VAT exclusive amount. VAT output is 1,400 and sales is 90% of the VAT exclusive amount. The guy pays us on the 21st of May. The transaction took place on the 1st of April, so it's 51 days. So he is not entitled on any discounts by the time that he pays the outstanding invoice. So in my bank account, I'm going to receive the full invoice amount of 11,400, and I'm going to credit our debtors, take it out of our books, the full 11,400. Payment has taken place, so this account is no longer valid. So we have to take this account out of our books. But we have to adjust our sales figure because here we only recorded sales at 90% of the VAT exclusive amount, and now it should be 100% of the VAT exclusive amount. So therefore it should be 10,000 Rand in total. So the counter leg of that transaction is going to go against sales. So 9,000 plus 1,000 give me 10,000, the VAT exclusive amount of that invoice, which is correct. There's no longer an allowance account in my books, which is correct. There's no longer outstanding debt in my books, which is correct. And the correct amount has been recorded in my bank, 11,400 Rand. The third transaction here is Monza Traders does not expect Monaco to pay within 30 days. And then, okay, so let's do this one first. So they do not expect Monaco to make use of a settlement discount. Now the process of determining the invoice value is still the same. So the invoice value 11,400 will go against debtors, and it's a normal sales transaction. Sales will be 100% of the VAT exclusive amount of 10,000, and the VAT output of 1,400 Rand will be claimed. So therefore debtors debit with 11,400, VAT output credit 1,400, and sales credit with 10,000 Rand. Now what happens with payment now? He pays now on the 12th of April. Now the 12th of April falls within the 30-day settlement period, so he is going to be entitled on a 10% settlement discount. So the amount he's going to pay us is going to be 90% of 11,400, which is 10,260. The amount that we want to take out of his account is still the invoice amount of 11,400. So the difference between the 11,400 and 10,260, i.e. 1,140, is the settlement discount that he has utilized inclusive of that. So if I take the 1,140, the difference between those two, and I divide it by 1.14, that gives me 1,000 Rand. And that 1,000 Rand must be posted against sales. I cannot post it now against an allowance for settlement discount because payment has taken place. And when payment takes place, the allowance account falls away in any event. So the only place where I can rectify this 1,000 Rand now is against the sales account, which is also correct because what is my sales now? 9,000 Rand. What is 9,000 Rand? 90% of the VAT exclusive amount, what it should be. And now I can claim the 14% VAT on the 1,000 Rand, which is 140 VAT input account. So this sales is the VAT exclusive, it's a VAT inclusive amount, take out the VAT, so the VAT exclusive amount times 10%. The 10% being the settlement discount that he has utilized. The last possibility in this scenario is Monza Traders expects that Monaco will pay within 40 days, and Monaco pays then on the 12th of April. So first, when the sales transaction takes place, I look at the expectation. If the expectation is 40 days, I'm going to create an allowance for settlement discount of 5%. So the process is exactly the same as in the past. Number one, determine the invoice value. Invoice value, 12,000 Rand multiplied by 95%. that is the invoice value, 12,000 multiplied by 95% equals 11,400, and that 5% that you deduct there is the trade discount, the 5% trade discount. Now what do I do now? Then I take out the VAT, so the VAT exclusive amount equals 10,000 Rand. What was the expectation at the date of sale? The expectation at the date of sale was he's going to pay within 40 days, and for 40 days there's a 5% settlement discount. So that means then I'm going to break this thing down at a 95%, and that is going to be sales. Just put this equals sales. And then the 5% is going to be our settlement discount, allowance for settlement discount. Okay. Debtors again will be debited with the invoice value of 11,400. VAT exclusive amount is 10,000, so the VAT is 1,400, so VAT output 1,500. 95% of the VAT exclusive amount is 9,500, and that will go to my sales. 5% of the VAT exclusive amount will go to my allowance for settlement discount account, 500 Rand. Good, now settlement takes place. He settles within 30 days. So what is going to be the settlement discount he's entitled on? He's now entitled on a 10% settlement discount. So when he's going to pay me, he's only going to pay me 90% of the outstanding invoice value of 11,400, and that is 10,260 Rand. I'm going to clean out his outstanding balance, which is 11,400 Rand. I already made provision for a 5% discount. So I'm going to take that out of my books, allowance for settlement discount, 500 Rand. He has utilized not 5% discount, sorry for the dogs. He has utilized 10% settlement discount. So if I've removed that amount there, it's only for 5%. So the other 5%, he has to rectify against our sales. So again, what is the total discount? 1,140 Rand inclusive of VAT. So if I take out the VAT, let's write it here. Total discount equals 11,400 less 10,260 equals 1,140, and that is VAT inclusive. Okay, so take out the VAT, divided by 1.14 equals then an amount of 1,000 Rand, VAT exclusive. Right, that's the total discount, was 1,000 Rand. I already made a provision of 5% discount of 500 Rand. I have 500 Rand in the kitty, and that was against my allowance for settlement discount account. So there I took that 500 Rand out of the equation. The other 500 Rand, the only place where I can rectify that is against my sales account. So the 500 Rand there against sales. What is the total invoice that of the total discount that I granted? I've granted in total 1,140. I've taken care of the VAT exclusive amounts of 1,000. So the 140 Rand, the VAT included in that discount, I can claim back now from the receiver of revenue as VAT input. Their sales was credited with 95% of the VAT exclusive amount, but at the end of the day, I only paid 90% of the outstanding invoice amount, so it should only have been equal to 90% at the end of the day after settlement took place. By rectifying this sales figure here, this 500 Rand against sales, I have reduced that 9,500 Rand now to the correct figure of 9,000 Rand.